Spring is almost here. We have been very fortunate that our chickens have gave us eggs all winter long. We got about 5 to 8, give or take, pretty much every day all winter long. We did have a lot of first year chickens, and that is a thing with first year chickens. They typically will lay all winter long. But now that the days are getting longer, we're getting like 10 eggs a day. On Sundays, I like to kind of prep some of my breakfast during the week. I do work full time, so it just makes my mornings easier if some stuff is already ready to go. So today I'm going to be making a batch of, I call them egg muffins, but they could be called egg bites also. So they are basically just scrambled eggs, whatever meat you choose, and veggies that you choose. And then you like mix them up in a muffin tin and then you bake them. I tend to make these more in the summer when we have veggies from our garden, but I'm trying to use up stuff in the freezer right now and try to use up some of our eggs, so I decided to make a batch of these today. The sausage that we are going to use today is sausage that we butchered the pigs and ground the meat and then seasoned it ourselves. And the veggies that I'm going to saute are from our garden. They were in the freezer. I usually just use the veggies raw, but I wanted to get some of the water out of them from being frozen. Now that the vegetables have been sauteing for a little bit, it is time to add the sausage. I want this sausage to be small crumbles, not like big chunks. And I'm just gonna mix this all in and just stir it once in a while until it's all the way cooked. I have the sausage cooked and drained, and now it's just in a bowl. So that way when I put it into the muffin tins, it's easier to handle. I'm just gonna crack a bunch of eggs into this measuring cup. I don't even know how many I will need. I just did it in the measuring cup because it's easier to pour into the muffin tins versus doing it into a bowl. Oh. Whoops. I am going to add some salt and pepper. I don't know how much that was. And I actually ran out of regular pepper the other day, and I just went to the dollar store and bought one of these until I can make it over to Sam's Club to buy a bigger bottle of it. You can add milk in this if you want, cream, whatever. I'm just going to be using eggs today, but it's basically whatever you want to put in it because it's going to be like scrambled eggs, just baked. While I'm doing all of this, I do have my oven preheating to 350. I love this muffin tin. It's not even a tin, it's like silicone, because these pop out, so it makes it easy to get whatever is in here out. I got this at Target on clearance one year. And even though those are the easy pop outs, I am still gonna put some Pam in here just because I have it and just so they are that much easier to come out of and easier for washing. So now I'm just going to scoop some of the sausage mixture into the bottom of the tin. And you can do however much, how little, whatever you want. There are like exact recipes for this on Pinterest, but I just make stuff. And one of the great things about this is that it's 100% customizable. You can put whatever you want in here. And then next you're just gonna pour your egg in there. That one is a little bit full. They are gonna raise some when they bake too. So I'm gonna have to make some more egg. Okay, so I made some more egg and filled those up. I did fill that one too full. Next, I'm just gonna stir them with a butter knife. You can use a chopstick, you know, whatever you have. I just have a butter knife. Whoops, making a mess. This mixes it up, lets the egg get all the way to the bottom, and make sure everything is inside of the egg. I probably should have filled them like even less than this one. I have not made these in a while. And then next I put cheese on top. I'm just using some regular Kraft sharp cheddar. That's just what I had on hand. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want, or you don't even have to put cheese on it at all. You can even put cheese inside of it before you do your egg also. It's really however you want to make them. So next I'm just going to put these in my oven at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. While that first batch is baking, I'm actually going to make another batch, but this time I'm going to put it on a flat baking sheet to put it in the oven. With how full that other one was and the way this thing moves, the egg kind of spilled over when I put it in the oven. So this time I'm going to put it on this flat pan. Here's from all that egg mess. But these just came out of the oven, and you can tell they're done because they're jiggling because of my like silicone, but the eggs themselves are not jiggling. So I'm just gonna set them on this baking rack. I'm gonna let them cool for a little bit longer before I take them out of the tin. I keep calling it a tin because I'm so used to saying muffin tin, and I know it's not a tin, but that's what I'm going to call it. So I went to take these out and I noticed that they still, well, those ones aren't, but this one pushed up like raw egg. Actually, I wonder if it's just, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put these back in for a few more minutes. So this is the second batch. I left this one in closer to 17 minutes, and You can see some of them have like turned and started just coming up on their own. So hopefully these ones are done. And then I'm just gonna let them sit here and cool for a little bit before I try to take them out. And then I'm gonna put the other ones back in for a little bit. So it's been like 6 minutes that these have been sitting here. Some of them felt like they didn't really want, whoops. Some of them felt like they didn't want to come up, so I just grabbed a butter knife to kind of go around the edge and move them around just so they don't rip. So they kind of just look like this. I'm just gonna let them cool on this rack even longer. I did pull the other ones out of the oven. I put them back in for 5 minutes, and that seemed to make them be done. I'm just gonna let these cool here on this rack until they're all the way done, and then I'm gonna add the other ones next to them. So for this recipe, I ended up using about a cup of green peppers that were diced, a cup of onions that were diced, they were already frozen, then 2 pounds of sausage. I used 4 dozen eggs. That is what 4 dozen eggshells look like. I used 1 8-ounce bag of the sharp cheddar cheese. You can use whatever kind you want. Plus I used another partial bag that we had open in the fridge, plus salt and pepper to taste. You can use whatever kind of herbs, seasoning, spices, whatever you want in this. It is 100% customizable. We have already ate a few and we really liked them. This recipe yielded 4 dozen of the little egg bites. So that's about 1 egg per muffin tin if you were looking to make it in smaller batches. We really like these and we are looking forward to having them this week for breakfast. There's what the inside of them look like. And then we have a nice big stack behind that for the fridge.